Could there be a secret anti-Second Amendment reason on why Nancy Pelosi and all the cronies are pushing for Donald Trump's impeachment? I didn't even think about this. Stick by, stay tuned, and check this one out. This might be actually on point. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. Monday, that means it's Monday Morning Grind, sponsored by Blackout Coffee. Thank you so much to John and the family for the support of this channel. It's been instrumental. Just a reminder, anytime you purchase anything utilizing my link, he helps this channel. And even doubly if you purchase any of the Guns and Gadgets stuff. There's 2 shirts and 2 types of coffee there. Please check them out. Don't forget 1776 Dark Roast and the 2-way blend. Great Christmas gifts, as well as his flavored stuff that has come out recently. Check those out. Link is in the description. You can save and help this channel just by doing so. So thank you. So today, a notice from Alan Gottlieb made it to my desk, and I read it, and I thought it was. It almost sounds like it's really based on fact, and gives a different look about why the leftists are trying to get rid of President Trump at all costs now. I'm going to read it to you. It's only 3 paragraphs, but it's actually, you'll see what I mean. Okay? So it says, the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms today, which is led by Alan Gottlieb, who's also from the Second Amendment Foundation, they declared there is a hidden agenda behind the impeachment efforts of House Democrats led by Nancy Pelosi, and is designed to tie up the U.S. Senate and derail efforts to confirm more pro-Second Amendment judges to the federal courts. It is clear to us that Capitol Hill anti-gunners are doing everything in their power to prevent confirmation of conservative judges who will adhere to the Constitution, said Chairman Gottlieb. By burdening the Senate with this nonsense, Democrats believe they can prevent confirmation of pro-Second Amendment judicial nominees during the final year of President Donald Trump's first term. Gottlieb noted that the president is fulfilling perhaps his most important campaign pledge, which is to bring balance back to the federal courts. Restoring that balance could be the president's greatest legacy, he said. The same people pushing impeachment have been the staunch allies for the gun prohibition lobby, and anti-gunners have been horrified since day one of the Donald Trump presidency that he was actually determined to rein in the activist federal court system by nominating judges who understand there are 10 amendments to the Bill of Rights and that the Second Amendment really means what it says. He added, more than 11 years after the landmark 2008 Heller ruling and more than 9 years after the 2010 McDonald decision, some courts still act as though neither of those Supreme Court rulings even existed. But the president has been filling court vacancies with solid, intelligent jurists who understand the difference between regulated privileges and constitutionally enumerated fundamental rights. Capitol Hill anti-gunners and their gun prohibition friends can't stand it, and they're using the impeachment crusade as a smokescreen to distract the Senate from doing its duty. Again, he says this isn't about impeaching the president, this is about impeaching our Second Amendment rights. So this kind of made me think, and just going over things over the last couple months, we have seen judges come out in favor of the Second Amendment, right? California, you had the federal judge who said that their ban on, standard capacity magazines, as we call them, but they call them high capacity magazines, was unconstitutional. And for a week, the Freedom Week, that's when real magazines were allowed into the state. Millions were sold, and then you put a stay on that in order to prevent the seizure by the feds or the law enforcement officials in California. And now that is pushing forward that case as well. Now this also puts perspective on what's really going on in some of the localities, the cities right now. You have mayors, you have governors, you have city councils members that are turning their nose at the Constitution, and in some states even turning their nose at state law where they have firearms preemption laws. So you got 3 issues of that have happened within the last couple of weeks. You have Mayor Peduto down in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. They had signed into a city ordinance 3 laws that were just overturned and called void and unenforceable, and that was their quote-unquote assault weapon ban on AKs and ARs. also their high capacity magazine ban, and the red flag. It was the first time the red flag has been deemed unconstitutional anywhere, which is great, and I hope it spreads like wildfire. That was the first one. The second one was in Missoula, Montana, and that one was the universal background check law that they forced through was called unconstitutional, and that was rejected by the state Supreme Court. And the third one was in Edmonds, Washington. That's when they decided they were going to institute a gun storage law, and that was deemed to be wrong as well, and that was tossed. So there is truth to this, that these pro-2A judges, even the pro-Constitution judges, are putting a stop to their backdoor gun control. You might remember back in September of 2018, I did say in a video that this was going to be the new way. The new wave of gun control is going to be at the local and state level because Pelosi and her cronies, and on the other side in the Senate, Dianne Feinstein and her cronies were having no luck doing it just through Michael Bloomberg, and it's what's been happening. One other thing I found was that Michael Bloomberg and his group, Everytown for Gun Safety, they have pledged their team of lawyers and their help and expertise for free to any city or state that has come to this issue and wants to defend each state or each locality's right to control firearms via gun control laws. So you have this rich little dude who has a lot of money, who's offering his very high-paid, very talented lawyers to help cities, towns, and states violate the Constitution. That is what's become of this Democrat movement, and they're trying to stop the progress we've had at all costs, which makes me think, hope and pray, that the U.S. Supreme Court will take up the Werman versus Healy case here in Massachusetts. Link was floating above my head. I just did a video a couple days ago. But that case alone, if they take it up and rule correctly, could put an end to all of these states' individual types of gun control. Something to be watched. And don't forget, we also have the New York case coming up on December 2nd, which is going to have a lot to do with how cities permit people. New York, I did a bunch of videos on that too, but New York was trying to just say you could have, if you were lucky enough to get a permit in the New York City area, you couldn't leave the city with your firearm even though you had a permit. Okay, so there's a lot of backdoor stuff going on, and what Alan Gottlieb said here makes a lot of sense. What do you think? I'd love to hear what you think about this. Do you think the impeachment process is just that, a smokescreen, so that they can get rid of Donald Trump's ability to put in a couple more federal judges in the last year of his first term? The election is 1 year from today. Love to hear what you say. Please pass this along, and this is a good video to stoke that conversation with your friends and family, to get them to see what's really going on. I'd appreciate if you would share it. If you could, please check out Blackout Coffee. This is where this hat is. I love this hat. And don't forget to purchase some of the Guns and Gadgets stuff to help this channel. Until we see each other again, I am Jared. This is Guns and Gadgets. Be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon. Take care, everybody.